Ahoy there, Legion. Got another review video for y'all. No dating show this time, I'm afraid, but if you're wondering, no, it wasn't due to any lack of requests or restraining orders, but because this review is on the Cernos. This blasted bow has plagued me since well before October, and it was an absolute chore to level. Psycho, you might be wondering, do you have a slight disdain for this weapon? No more than a nail stuck in my skull, Legion. I did not like this bow. But let's get to the details of why, shall we? The Cernos is an odd little bow. With almost entirely impact damage, this guy is meant to be anti-corpus. I'm also not sure how an arrow could do impact damage unless he's firing a plunger or something else from Wile E. Coyote. But moving on, Infested move pretty fast, and this thing is clumsy at best, so avoid using it against them. While you could take down Grineer with it, those guys are weak to puncture and actually resist impact damage, so plan your missions accordingly. If you wish to use the weapon to its fullest, while 10% status chance ain't bad and viable, it's the 35% critical strike chance that's the highlight. I'd suggest the obvious serration followed up with point strike and vital sense to really multiply those numbers. Fully charged shots and headshots hit by far the hardest, but they take quite the time to charge. I think the best thing I can say about the weapon is that it just looks intimidating when stuck on your back. Things get even crazier if you add in a matching Cronin into the mix, and if I had the spare slots to keep this cosmetic item, I'd wear it in relays. But I don't have the room, and what really matters is how it actually functions. I think this was, to date, the most annoying and unfun weapon I've maxed out in Warframe. Gorgon was a bit of a pain pre-damage 2.0, but this thing? Ugh. While the crit build is successful, it snowballs heavily. It takes a very long time to level up before you can actually equip those very mods you need to help it out. So that means you're running around with a very weak bow until well past rank 20. I feel like the damage is also scattered, as sometimes I'd hit for some really low numbers against Grineer, but I couldn't find exact clips and it honestly wasn't worth splitting hairs looking for it. At the end of the day, if you could just snap your fingers and the weapon is instantly rank 30, go with a full crit build and you have a mildly decent anti-corpus bow. Certainly not endgame, but decent to low in my opinion. When you crit and line up a few targets, you can work some magic, but whenever you don't, it's quite the disadvantage and slow to boot. Of course, consumables will help, but I think they're better spent elsewhere. Oh, and I did make a full status build for giggles. While not as effective as a straight crit build, vets might recall rainbow builds before damage 2.0, and I can't pass up on that pun. It was a rainbow build. Get it? Cernos puns about rainbow, but ranking it up sucks. I hated using this weapon, so I sold it and I don't give up. Thank you for watching, Legion. If this quick review helped you out or put a smile on your face, we'd be honored if you liked, favorited, and shared this video with your fellow Tenno. It always helps us out when you does. If you want to be even more awesome, be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on Warframe stuffs, as well as be alerted to our other zany uploads 3 times a week. As always, if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below. Catch you next time, Legion. Take care.
Cernos puns about rainbow, but ranking it up sucks. I hated using this weapon, so I sold it and I don't give a